What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Um, just wanted to check in with you guys, and I wanted to ask you to join me for a few minutes as I have my good friend Eric Daddario come come and join me, and we talk about some some nice some positive things that we can do to stay upbeat and positive as hopping on and want to make sure I acknowledge everybody. So let me just take a second to collect myself here. Eric,
Oh,
what's up, buddy?
damn, I don't look as good as you do on this thing.
I don't know about that.
I think
Our
you look
our,
better.
our viewership just jumped up a bunch here. I, I
Really?
think I think it's all you.
No, I think it's you, man. You look better than I do. Look at that thing. Look at you, huh?
you
That's a
you need
million
you
dollar
need
smile right there.
you need glasses, man. You need the glasses.
That's $1 million smile. How you doing?
Do, awesome, man. I mean,
Yeah?
we woke up today. We have a lot to be thankful for, and I mean, I think that's something that we're gonna get into as this thing goes on. But why don't you take a second to kind of introduce yourself, tell the people, who you are and
Well,
what it is
first
you're
off,
trying to do.
yeah, I just want to say, James, James reached out to me today to come on here and talk. And whenever James reaches out, whatever James says, you do. Because it's James, AKA Chuck Norris, the man. So he said to me, hey, man, I'd love for you to come on and let's talk about the whole situation and maybe some choices, decisions that people can make to have a better outlook on this, some things that they can do to be feeling better. I said, why not, man? Because I go around and I talk a lot about the choices and the decisions that we make and how important they are. And right now, I feel like there isn't a more pivotal moment than the choices and decisions that we're physically, but also how we're mentally talking to ourselves and stuff. So we're going to get into that. But, James, I first want to start off by I heard something today that I think is so true, and a lot of people aren't looking at it like this. And I want to get your take on it. So I actually just posted about it on my page, and that is right now. Right now, we're all grieving, right? So,
Yep.
James, when you think about somebody grieving, what do you think that just happened to them?
I would say they lost a family member,
Oh,
maybe
right?
lost a job, some type of loss.
You're right. You're right. And key word in there that we're all going through is loss, right? We are all in loss of our regular lives that we're used to, right? Because maybe
Exactly.
we can't go get a haircut. Maybe, James, you've lost the gym, right? Some people have lost the gym. Some people have lost the vacation that they wanted to go on. Some people have lost, I know my fiance was supposed to be going on a bachelorette party soon. They lost that. Some people lost that they were getting married. Okay?
Yep.
So we have we're grieving loss right now. As crazy as it may seem, we are, right? So think about it. Some of you don't know, maybe some of you do, that I lost my brother a little over 4 years ago. 4 years ago, actually, March 19th, so not that long ago. And when I went through the grieving process, it's funny, I was thinking about it when I first heard this person give the analogy of grief and loss, and I said, spot on. You have anger, right? So right now, people are like, they're pissed off, they're angry because they lost their job. Rightfully so. Rightfully
Exactly.
so, right? Okay. Some people, they're depressed. Okay. Rightfully so. So we have all these emotions that we're feeling, that we feel when we grieve, when we have loss. So I think the big thing is right now, those emotions, whatever they are, I'm a firm believer in just talking about how you feel, right?
Okay. Yep.
So right now, if you're not feeling so good, if you're pissed off, if you're angry, if you're mad, if you have those emotions, talk about them. Don't hide them. Talk about them because you are legitimately, as I said, grieving a loss, right?
Exactly, and I think one other thing I just want to add to that.
Go
So
ahead,
many
man.
pe- so many people think, oh, if I talk about my feelings or this and that. It's going to make me look weak. It's going to make me look, kind of like a baby or whatever. No, no, no. What that actually does is it shows a source of strength. And you know what? I say it all the time because I firmly believe it that, no matter what the loss is or whatever your story is, you're not the only one that's going through whatever said situation it may be. And by you opening up, you are actually helping somebody else out, which is awesome. But also by you helping somebody else out, it's therapeutic to you yourself as well.
100%. I always say, great point, James. Great point. I was actually going to touch on that, but as always, you're ahead of me, man. So when we don't talk about things that we're feeling, that we're thinking, they build up and they build up and they build up and they keep building up to the breaking point of something traumatic that could happen, or us exploding on somebody, being mad. I love the expression. I've never heard it. I say it all the time. I'm sure I'm not the first one to say it, but I love the expression of we heal, we get better, and a weight is lifted off your shoulder, man, when you talk about it.
Oh, I love that.
I think that's I think we'll call that decision one right now is let's decide as humans to realize we have emotions. Let's decide to actually talk about how we're feeling. Let's not hold them back because we're grieving, as I have said, and I will continue to say right now. And I will go back to over 4 years ago when I was grieving with my brother. I felt all those emotions. I was crying. I was upset. I was mad. I was disappointed. I was angry. I felt in a little bit of a state of depression for a while. So right now, whatever emotions you're feeling, don't hide them because they will only fester, right?
100%.
I say, talk about them.
100%. Okay, so let's kind of do it this way. So somebody's grieving because they lost a job, they lost their routine, and they are talking about it. What do you feel are some positive steps that somebody can take now during this time to set themselves up for what is ultimately, I believe, going to be a blessing in the end?
Okay, and I agree with that. And right now, everybody, I don't care your situation. I don't care the situation that you're in, meaning you could have lost your job. And yes, that is horrific, and I am so sorry. But what I mean is you have something in your life that is positive, right? We need to give this whole thing a meaning, some sort of meaning. And so I want you right now, whoever you are listening, whether you've lost your job, whether you were supposed to go on that trip, you were looking forward to something, you can't do it. I want you to give this a positive meaning in the sense of, I get to spend more time with my sister, with my brother, with my father. I've got, James, we could be on here all day, man. I've sat back and I've thought of so many different positive things that I have taken away already from this. And I see my fiance. I've seen her more in the past week than I usually see her probably in about, I would say, 3 or 4 weeks, about a month. Seriously, every day, all day, I see her and I love it. Yeah. I do. So I think the biggest thing right now is you're not the only one going through it too, right? Other people, everybody basically is going through this, and we are all affected in some way. So we really need to find a positive meaning to give this, because this is going to go into one of the decisions that I wanted to talk about. Yep. And that is, and by the way, when I talk and I get amped up and I get ready and my brain gets moving, I move. So
hey,
I can't sit.
Do your thing.
All right? So anyways, one of the things I wanted to talk about, and this is going to go into, is the thoughts, the words that we use when we talk to somebody else, when we think, right? So right now, if you were making the decision, the choice to be like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. This is a nightmare. This is horrible. Well, I feel it's all in the perspective of you looking at it, right? And you saying those words, are you going to magically wake up and this is all going to be over?
No, it's just going to continue, but you're going to be in misery.
it's going to get worse, man, because you don't say, this is horrible. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Oh, I'm fine. I'm all good. No, it's just a spiral down effect of, this is horrible. I can't believe this is happening. Oh my God. And again, I get some people are going through tragedy right now. I do. And to go through tragedy, I know what it feels like. And maybe right now you're not willing, if you're one of those people and you're listening and you're going through tragedy, maybe you aren't at that point right now to think like this, but eventually when you start thinking like this, that's when you start to come this way in the spiral, not down, up. So right now, I feel like the words we're using, the thoughts we are saying are crucial because they're putting us in a state, right?
Exactly.
If I'm negative, I'm in this state. If I'm positive, I'm in this state. Now, remember what I said, right? We're grieving. So it's okay to feel those emotions right now. It's okay to talk about it, all right? But eventually, we've got to start coming up from it, right? Let's give this positive meaning. So again, let's go back to what I said at the beginning. Let's look at that positive thing we can take from it. Let's start talking to ourselves positively because you're looking this way, but if you turn and you look this way to the left or to the right, you look at it at a different angle, you can find a lot of positives.
This just came to mind as you were talking. Two
Spit
things
it. Let's
two
hear
things
it.
I want to add is you hear a lot of times the old saying is one door closes, another one opens.
Love that.
That one really rings a bell to me. And two, to go back to your point, to just draw it to me a little bit, just on my own experience. I remember 5, 6, 7 years ago, whenever it was, that I lost my job when I worked in radio. All I wanted to do growing up was work in radio. That's all I wanted. And oh my God, now I'm not able to do that. But now, those 5, 6, 7 years later, however long it's been, I look back on it and I say, you know what? Me losing that job was the best thing that's ever happened to me because it got me involved into fitness. It's allowed me to, meet so many different people like start handicapable fitness, connect with these people. So I completely agree with you 110%.
It's funny too. You listen to a lot of motivational speakers, inspirational speakers, and they'll talk about you find your meaning when you're going through a hard time. So I heard this quote today, and I want to say it. It was interesting when I heard it. I said, very interesting. People are going to come out of this with either post-traumatic stress or post-traumatic growth.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it. Is I'm going to be the one that comes out of it. I want to be the one that comes out of it with the growth.
And 100%.
Now, let's talk about a decision that I really don't think is good. And that is right now to be watching the news, man.
Oh, please, yes, talk about that.
Oh, Lord, because it's funny. I was at my parents' house today, and
but you stayed 6 feet away, right?
Dude, I stayed 6 feet. I stayed 12 feet away. I was on the other side of the room, dude. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
Right? Of course I did, man. You got to abide by the rules. You got it. I agree, right? So I'm there, and the news is on. Now, me and my fiance Jacqueline, who's such a sweetheart, love her. She's the best
awesome.
ever. That is the best decision I ever made, was to ask her to marry me. We want to talk about decisions, but that's for another day.
Right?
Anyways,
you're a smart man for that one.
Anyways, I'm at their house, and I hear the news on, and I said, you want to know something? I'll sit down. I'll give it 5 minutes. From in that 5 minutes, there was not one thing that was positive said about everything. It had the little charts, the little charts on the side of the TV. I forget what station it was, but it was right there. They got the numbers the whole time about how many deaths have happened in New York, how many deaths have happened in the U.S., how many in the... So you seeing those stats right there, is that going to uplift your spirits? Are you going to feel good? No. right?
Ex-
No.
exactly. You
So
you have to fill your mind with the positivity.
it's, man, right now more than ever. I can't
And
agree more, man. I
and I
can't
think
agree more with that.
I think I think too, you know, you hit on it earlier where you talked about, oh, you get to spend more time with Jackie and this and that.
Yeah.
Um, you know, one cool thing that I've actually heard positive from all this, you know, all this family time has led to, you know, marriages getting back together, families getting back together, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
because so many people sometimes go to work to avoid their families. Well, now they're kind of stuck in the house, and next thing you know, I mean, marriages are on the upswing a little bit. You know, but it's all in how you look at it. Now that didn't happen overnight, you know, and who's to say what's going to happen going forward? But still, that's a positive step that actually marriages have actually come back together because of this whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, look, not ideal. Obviously, we need money. We lose our jobs. That's not good. We need to pay bills. We have kids schooling, food to put on the table, and everything. But, James, I firmly believe in, I'm speaking for myself. I've
Yep.
become very religious. I wake up in the morning, and I'm going to talk about this in a sec, too. I wake up in the morning, I open my eyes, and I think gratitude. We'll get into that in a sec.
Yep.
Then I get up and I pray. I get on my knees and I pray because I'm just so
Love it.
grateful for everything that I have every day. You know, and I think the guy upstairs, I think, is trying to tell us that, listen, guys, all right, what you're doing right now with your kid, because you're on your front lawn and you're staying the distance of 6 feet apart and you're playing catch or whatever you're doing with your kids right now, going for a walk, you're spending time with them. He's saying, this is what matters, right?
Exactly.
This is what you need to be doing more of.
Exactly. And I think to feed off that point, I think this was meant to slow us all down because we live in such a society that it's go go go. You know, um, we have the latest iPhone. As soon as we click on the internet, we want whatever response that is. You know, and I know for me, one of the things that this has taught me is it taught me appreciation. And what I mean by that is because I'm so used to, you know, being able to go to the gym, being able to go out to dinner with friends and family and hang out and be social. Now it's like that stuff has been temporarily taken away from me. So now I'm not going to look at it as, hey, I have to go to the gym or oh, I have to do this. I'm going to say no, no, I get to do this.
Dude,
And
yes, love
you
that.
know, you
Yes,
know, and
yes.
when we're able to get back out and socialize with our friends and family, it's going to cause us to slow down. And you and Jackie do this, and I have to applaud you. When you guys are at the dinner table, you put the phones away and you're present in the moment. And I think that's what's going to happen with us as a society as a whole. You know, it's going to cause us to slow down and focus on making memories in the here and now.
No, yeah, definitely. You know, one of the things I want to do too is you just kind of got me thinking about this is that if if you're around the house, now people are, if you're horrified to leave the house and you don't want to, then okay, get creative here, right? But if you're around the house and maybe you see someone who's having a bad day, or maybe you just want to lift somebody's day up, I'm going to show you a perfect example. I came home today, and yes, Jack, I'm going to embarrass you here for a sec, okay? But this was on my side of the bed. I haven't opened it
What's
yet.
it say?
She's been working.
The comments from the people are in the way, but
It says, to
we
my
appreciate
future
those comments,
husband,
by the way.
to my
Oh,
future
there we
husband.
go.
I don't know what it says, all right? So that just, that little thing right there, uplift. I had a huge smile face to face. You know, the other day last week she was having a hard day at work, and I made the decision, I made the choice. I went to Stop and Shop. I bought her some flowers and a balloon that said, you rocked. Something that little that took me 15 minutes, I can tell, made her happy. You know?
That's
So
awesome.
so I think those little things we can do for people right now, being able to socially distance and do that stuff is huge, right?
Absolutely.
Now, let's
Absolutely.
let's talk for a second. I touched upon, I want to talk about it a little more, and that is let's talk about how we start our day right now, right? Okay.
Yep.
So let's talk about for a sec. When you open your eyes, what do?
I right away I pray. I honestly,
Yes,
because I firmly believe that gratitude is
dude.
the
Bingo.
king the
That
king
was
of
the
all
word I
things.
was hoping you. I was hoping, and I knew you would say. Keep going.
You know what? Because and this is gonna feed into my story a little bit. Um, I wasn't supposed to be alive. They told they told my parents because I was supposed to be born in October. I was born in July. I was 2 pounds 2 ounces. But that's here and now. But they basically told my parents, they're like, you know what? You better go say goodbye because he's not gonna be here. Here I am, 34 years later. I'm
And
able
you're an
to.
absolute savage. You're a savage, dude.
I'm
No,
able
don't
to
laugh about it. It's true. You're a
I'm able to work
savage.
out at one of the best facilities, be around some of the best people that this world has to offer. And when I take a step back, is my life perfect? Absolutely not. But I have a hell of a lot of things to be grateful for,
Yeah.
and I am truly appreciative of all that.
Right? Yeah. Now let's talk about for a sec. So James, you could start your day off. You could wake up and you could say, "Shit, here we freaking go again. Day whatever
Yep.
of COVID-19. How many people are gonna die? How many people are gonna catch it? Right?
Yep.
And so right away, you start your day off negatively, right?
Yep.
But it's a proven fact, man. It's a proven fact, and I've looked up studies on it, multiple and multiple from doctors, that gratitude, gratitude to start your day off positively. There's I forget the percentage of a chance that you'll have a better day when you start your day off with gratitude because it's positive instead of starting it off with some negative comment like, oh my God, I have nothing to do today. I'm going to be so
Yeah.
bored. Right?
Exactly. Exactly. And I think that feeds into our conversation a little earlier because we were talking about what our goals were for this whole quarantine period. And one of the things that you were saying was that, okay, now I have extra time to
Yeah.
read studies on decision making.
Yeah, man.
And
Yeah. I
um,
mean, as I said to you, I'm my goal is to be known as the decision guy, right? So I wanna dive deep into what happens in the brain. Why do we make decisions that we do? How does our environment, how does it affect that? So I want to dive deep into this, and I wouldn't have the time to do that. Also, James, I got to hand it to you. I'm going to, right when we get off, and I'm going to screenshot it and send it to you. But James told me about a course, a financial course that you can take from Dave
oh, I love it.
Ramsey, right? So that's another thing too, is being able to do stuff, as you said, that you wouldn't normally be able to. You have time. I wouldn't have time to take this financial course. And you want to know something? Again, this is just me looking at it positively. He wouldn't have this course for free. So I
No,
wouldn't even be able to take it,
exactly.
right?
He openly says, because they're on his website. He put a bunch of stuff on there like audiobooks, this course, and he has his audiobooks on there for I think 199. When are you ever gonna see something like that for
Yeah.
199?
Yeah. No. Yeah. So again, it's just you, it's just me looking at it like that. Now, again, I'm just going to go back to, don't not deal with those emotions, right? Because emotions need motion. You need to feel them. You
Yep.
need to express them and talk about them. But eventually, once you get through that, you need to start looking at it like this positivity. Once you give this whole thing a positive meaning somehow, whatever your positive meaning is, then you start doing all these things and coming up instead of down, right?
100%. So let me ask you this, and
Yep.
you already kind of hit the nail on the head, but I know you have a little series going on right now
Yes.
where you're doing um, I think what is it, 10 days of different things that you can do to kind of get those positive thoughts generated or different
Yes.
ideas.
Yes.
Why don't
Yes.
you why don't you do a quick rundown of just the 7 that you've done so far?
Oh, I mean, we've basically talked about them right here, right? So
Okay.
the words that you're using. right? I put up one today on how we're grieving, okay? But I don't want to give too many away because I'm going to do a whole different series. What I'm going to do here is, and you can, if you follow me, I'm going to put up my website. I just redid the whole thing. I'm going to be, by Friday, I'm going to have 10 decisions you can make in this COVID-19 crisis that will help you have a positive outlook and come on the up of it. So I'm in the process of writing that right now. But
awesome.
Yeah, if you go to my page, I've already put out a few COVID-19 mental health decisions that you can make.
Yep.
That will, that will help you get through this. And so I want to talk about another one really quick that I think is huge. And that is, we need to move, right?
Absolutely,
we need to
100%.
Get up and move. And if you're afraid to go outside, well, look at this right here. See my window? I've been doing this a lot. So now...
Yeah, hanging out your window doing your videos. I love it.
Yep, I did. Probably about a week or two ago. You're right. I need some fresh air.
That.
So if you're horrified to go outside, I'm not saying you shouldn't. I mean, that you have to go outside. I'm saying get some fresh air. Keep your windows up all day. Get the fresh air in. Hang out your window, right? Get the fresh air. But also, if you are comfortable, get up, move. Today after this, me and Jackie are going for a walk. I worked out yesterday in the apartment that we live right across the street from a track, or maybe we'll walk around the block. We'll have a nice conversation, right? We're going to stay our distance. We're going to get outside. We're going to move because
that's awesome. And just to give an idea of what it is I do, it's not that I'm afraid to go outside, but it's, I would have to use the electric wheelchair a lot. And so for me right now, it's pretty cold here in Boston. So to be in the chair, it does get a little chilly. But what I've been doing to get up and move is I've been climbing my stairs about 10 to 20 times a day just to
dude, as
move.
I said, you're a savage.
Just to move, because the thing is, I can't just sit there and be bored. I have to, keep up with a routine because it releases endorphins, and endorphins are the feel good hormone. So let's get out, let's get active, and let's keep it moving.
I agree. Well, too, you hit the nail on the head with something else. And this is one of the things I've said in my Instagram videos, one of the decisions that I want people to make. And that is, tonight, before you go to bed, write out your schedule for tomorrow, right?
Love it.
Or better yet, not a schedule. I don't like the sound of that. Let's write out your routine for tomorrow, because a lot of our routines, most of our routines have been affected. So you need to find a new one, right? So before you go to bed tonight, and Jarko, who wrote, oh my God, what is that? Extreme Ownership.
Yes.
Yes. Now, I do this regularly.
Another amazing book.
It's unbelievable. If you haven't read it, guys, you have to read it. Extreme Ownership. Basically taking ownership for everything in your life. I highly recommend it. Right, James?
Absolutely awesome. One of the best books I've ever read. And I tell you the truth, I don't really read many books, but that's been one of my goals this quarantine period. Is to read more books, get in at least 5 pages a day in a book.
I love it. Yeah, me too. In the morning after I pray and I get my coffee, that's what I do. But so in our routine, if you're in high school, if you're in college, middle school, and you're watching, yes, you got to get on the Zoom, the computer. You have to do that. But don't let this whole thing bring you down with how you're feeling, in the sense of, put something on that routine that's going to make you happy, that you're going to look forward to, right? So you talk about endorphins, James. You made the comment about endorphins and making you feel good. Well, again, it's a proven fact that when you have something to look forward to, when you're excited about something, that makes you happy. That it releases those endorphins. So it can be going to the park and shooting around by yourself. Or it can be hanging out with your friend and keeping that distance, planning something, right?
Exactly. And I think one other point I want to add to that too, and maybe something that you can throw on your list, anybody out there, is one of the things you can write down is to do something kind for somebody else. Whether that's, you
Love
know,
that.
if you do go to Starbucks to grab your coffee, whatever, you can pay for the next person in line. Pay $2 or whatever it is, or you know, just pick up the phone because I social distancing thing. I feel like that means stay away from everybody. And it does, but to a certain extent, you can still pick up the phone. You can still FaceTime. You can shoot somebody a text. Let them know that you're thinking of them. Because,
Yeah.
like we said before, everybody is going through this, And so many times in life, we sit there and say, "Oh, well, people can't relate to this." Well, now we're all in the same boat, and we can all relate to it. We all have the same struggles of some sort. So pick up the phone. Let people know that you're thinking about them. You never know. Like you were talking about that note from Jackie.
Yeah.
When you got home today, that is going to do the same thing for people when they just see a text from a friend that they haven't seen in a long time, or, oh shoot, Eric's thinking about me today. Man, I really appreciate that. I needed that pick me up.
You want to know something? James, you're the king of that. You are doing an unbelievable job of calling, of texting. You do. You're number one at that, man. You're the man. Whenever I see a call from you, I'm like, this guy, man, he's unbelievable. You do it, and you don't just do it like once every 5-6 months. You do it often. You do. And you check in with people. And when I see that phone call from you, you're right. I say to myself, this guy, man, he's unbelievable.
Well,
He's
well,
thinking about me.
you know what? It's because I feel grateful, and we talked about gratitude. I feel grateful to have so many amazing people in my life, even through the social media platform. The people that I've met and the people that I talk to, it lights up my day when I'm able to help you guys, and vice versa. Like I said, you guys think it's me helping you, giving you motivation, but in all actuality, I'm benefiting from it just as much as everybody else. And I've been given so much in life that I want to give back to other people. That's why I call. That's why I stay connected, because those you never know. I mean, you did it last night. You sent me a little message saying, "Hey, we don't know if this is gonna, we never know when the last time it is we're gonna see somebody. So I just wanted to let you know I appreciate you."
Yeah,
And that's what it's all about.
you're right. You're right. And I think that's a great segue to this last point that I wanted to make. And again, basically everything we've talked about, I've made a video about on my page. But I've made a video of this one too. And that is the biggest thing right now is to know that this is going to end.
Yep.
It's going to end. It's going to pass. This isn't going to wipe out the earth. It's not going to wipe out the human population. It's not. So there is an end. There is. I know there's a lot of uncertainty, and that is scary to people too. But the thing that is certain is that this is going to end. When? Nobody really definitely knows. But the definite is that it is going to end. And
Yep.
if we just abide by the rules and we stay strong, then we will get through this.
And also, one other thing I want to add too to
Yeah,
that whole thing is we got to stay strong. We got to fill our minds with the positivity. But you talked about gratitude, and one thing I want to make sure we do in prayer, or however you express gratitude, is that we lift up our medical professionals, our government, anybody that's on the front lines, our first responders, because they're the real MVPs right now. So we need to show them love and show them appreciation as well.
definitely. So let's end this with a last thought. Let's end this with the last thought. This is the home run, kid. So you want to go first or you want me to?
No, I'll let you go first.
Okay. Well, for my final thought here, I just wanted that regardless of what they're going through, the financial struggle or something you were supposed to do and you're really hurt that you now can't do it, or maybe you've lost somebody to this virus or you've just lost somebody in general to cancer or something else right now. Know that you're loved. Know that you're not alone. Know that this is going to pass, and we are all going to come out of it stronger, and we are going to be better people, better humans, harder workers, and we're going to be more down to life than ever. And I think that knowing that this is happening and that we can't take it back, I think that this was meant to make us better people for the long run.
I think you hit the nail on the head, 110%. And there's not really anything that I can add to it, because
Yes, you can.
that, okay, I'll do it. Like I said, okay.
Come on.
So I just thought of something.
Let's get it.
So many times we live in fear of, I don't want to apply for that job, or I don't want to go in and ask for that promotion because you know what? I don't deserve it. I'm not as educated as so and so over here. Or, I don't want to ask that person out because, what happens if they say no? Or, whatever the case may be. You can't live in fear because, as I hit on earlier, we only have so many times around the sun. So it's like, how do you want to live your life? Life is short. Go balls to the wall and do everything that you want to do. And most importantly, what's the legacy that you want to leave here on this earth?
I like that.
I mean, what to get a little dark, but it's going to have a positive meaning. What are people going to say about you at your funeral when you're gone? How are you going to be remembered?
Dude, you want something?
This is the time that we're the architects of this now. So let's start etching this stuff in stone and making good, positive things happen.
I love that. That's a great way to end this whole thing. That was unbelievable. That was like a Picasso, dude. Love that.
Okay,
Picasso.
So just to wrap it up, if people want to follow you, if they want to get in touch with you, your daily inspiration, your uplifting words, like you uplift me every day, and just a new perspective, how can they do that?
So I have a website, and it's edadario16.com. That's my website, and that's where I'll be putting up the 10 decisions that you can make in this time of COVID-19 for your mental health. And then I have a page on Twitter at Eric Daddario. I have a Facebook page, just Eric Daddario. And then right here, again, on Instagram, Eric Daddario.
Awesome, man. Hey, listen, I really appreciate you taking the time. I appreciate Jackie, delaying the walk to make this happen. I hope everybody got some positivity out of it. As always, we appreciate you. We love you. And just know that you matter and you make this world a better place. I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, man. You take care. You stay healthy and safe.
You too, brother. Take care. Bye-bye.